All right. Look around, pal. Look around at how lucky we are to be alive after the International Six.
And that's not a metaphor, by the way. It is brutal on the body when you're following Seattle time from the Philippines.
yes, we watched
We watched
as much as we could.
I watched everything.
No, you didn't. You're
No,
like,
I did not. No,
You're like,
no,
hey
I-
man, stay awake to watch this for me. I'm dead.
Yep. Not. There wasn't enough Red Bull on Earth.
Yeah, but
Keep
anyway,
him up,
we have
right.
now relegated Huabe. This is Marco
He has been.
and Pao for
Hello.
GG Gauntlet, starting right now.
All right.
All right. So here we are. The biggest Dota tournament of the year has finished.
It is. TI6 is probably, in all honesty, the best TI.
Oh,
It is
we're calling
just,
it.
Just
We are
actually
calling
the
it.
best TI. TI3 might have had, the more exciting final series,
Mm-hmm.
but just, for turn of phrase. it's
But with all the upsets that happened,
nothing beats TI6.
just that.
Right. So far.
But what about the longest string of upsets, culminating in winning the entire thing? Wings Gaming.
Absolutely. The little team that could.
Is it so little now, though?
I mean, you can look at their T-shirts, right? They don't even have the none of the gear, none of the swag, none of the
Yeah.
sponsorships, none of that. Just pure Dota the way God intended it to be played.
Or as we know him, Ice Frog.
Or Ice Frog, amen. This team, nobody thought they were going to win TI, right?
Yeah.
Everyone thought that they would be decent.
Yeah, no, but I mean, they won Summit right before.
Against Liquid.
Yeah, we knew they were in top form.
Yes.
Right? But still, not many were like, that team's the one.
Exactly. I mean, there was a lot of memery happening right before TI,
Yeah.
right? Wings they're gonna take it, but I feel like that wasn't as credible as it should be, right? If you came up to me before TI and told me, Wings Gaming is going to win the entire thing when you've had newbie OG.
Did anyone actually come up to
Liquid.
you and say
I
that?
mean, there were a few, right?
But half joking.
From half joking, and again, half the memery was there.
Mhm.
But you've had analysts who were betting highly on this team, right? But I think, all of the craziness aside, people thought they were a lock for top 8 at least,
Yeah.
maybe even top 6 and top 4.
Well, it's, the metaphor I like to use is the cargo pants, because they're not the most stylish
oh,
or in
God.
thing right now, but they have a lot of pockets.
You animal.
A lot of pockets.
A lot of pocket strategies, right?
Mhm.
I mean, we can go over what made this team unique in the sense that they just had all of these crazy hero picks.
Yeah.
But I think that's a lazy way of looking at this
Yeah,
team.
if you think it's just cheese, that's
It
not
isn't.
it.
It isn't, right? I mean, we've seen the interviews. We've seen them. We've seen them at a LAN, right?
Yeah.
We've seen them behind the scenes at ESL One at the Manila Major.
Mhm.
We know that this team breaks the rules because they understand it to a core level.
Yeah,
Right.
so know everything before you break it.
Absolutely. They had interviews where they were outlining their regimen, their training regimen coming up to TI.
Yeah.
12 hours at least. Everyone in the team, they have to practice camaraderie at almost like a Korean style of training where they have to eat together, they have to go to the event
Yeah,
together.
It's very structured.
Very structured. No other games can be played during the
Mhm.
boot camp other than Dota 2. No girlfriends, no distractions.
Your
nothing.
life is Dota.
Exactly. And your life is this team, Wings Gaming.
Yeah.
And it shows. It shows when they were playing. I think the notable ones were the constant skirmishes in the upper bracket.
Yeah.
When they were playing against MVP, for example, and even going into the final series against DC. This is a team where even if you have no idea how they actually think about Dota, and who knows? Who knows why they were picking Pudge, right? That is inscrutable. But what we do know is that this is a team that plays around timing windows.
Yeah. It could be, if you get a clip of them and their shot calling, like if you get ears inside the booth, it'll just be them in a trance-like state. 5 of them are connected in a hive mind and it's all saying the same thing.
It's the little green man. It's the
Yeah.
LGMs from the Buzz Lightyear show. They just all have like the Unimind.
Yes.
And I mean that might not be far away from the truth. Like you'd see them turn a fight around where other teams would be retreating, would be on a full-on retreat, just because they're constantly communicating ability cooldowns.
It's that
ultimate
anime
cooldowns.
moment, like this is the time. we
Exactly.
turn.
You know where the bolt of lightning like crosses across the
Yeah.
screen.
Now.
That's this team. And
All right.
when you go down to the brass tacks of it, all of those players were well geared to put up a show like this, right? So you have at least 3 of their players from Speed Gaming.
Yeah.
All of them came from the same team in their pro debut, and then went to Wings Gaming together.
They've been together for a year.
For a year, absolutely. But then you also have some really exciting talent from the pub star scene.
Yeah.
I mean, Ice Ice was discarded by Lanham himself. You know, Lanham, who was with eHome for TI, we thought they were going to go all the way, but they fell after that.
Seems like as long as you have ice in your name, you're godly.
Exactly, right? He's Ice 2, there's Ice,
Yeah.
there's Ice Cube, there's Ice.
Yeah.
There's going to be an Ice 4 somewhere.
4 eyes or 4 eyes. For
Okay.
the classes.
Alright, get out. But, you know, punnery aside,
Yeah.
right? Punnery aside, a lot of exciting talent and really, really synergistic playing together. Like,
Yeah.
if you're an analyst right now, I'm sure no one has deciphered Wings Gaming completely. But we know that as a team, they play phenomenal Dota with each other.
Exactly.
The rest of the world doesn't matter to this team, right?
Yeah, it's just like that you have all your formulas, but we just have this.
Nice. And what they have is very, very valuable, and I think it's something that's overlooked. Like NA Dota is always going to be what's the hottest strategy that they can use.
Yeah.
Right.
Or just the laughing stock of
Or
other-
of most, you know, of MOBAs, right?
Yeah, there was that vignette at TI where they're like, NA Dota.
Right?
Yeah.
So Wings Gaming, I think this is a team that is for real.
And slightly ironic with their super structured and regimented training, but then when they play, it's like, screw the rules.
Right, screw the rules, we have skill.
Yeah.
Right, so this is absolutely a tier 1
Or
team.
just this super high math way of it's like, you know, the Zach Galifianakis thing.
Yeah,
where
the
it look-
GIF where all of the calculations come into play.
Yeah.
That's probably this team in the moment.
Right.
But speaking of other teams, right? OG, Liquid, Newbie, the teams that underperformed but coming in were the best in the world.
Yeah, we were hyping them up so much.
Absolutely, I don't think anyone in the team, like even some of the more casual people, they were going like OG. Newbie, and Liquid.
Sorry,
would be
OG.
taking it. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yep. And sorry TNC because eventually they did.
Yeah,
did
well,
fall.
they had that one moment, and
Yeah.
then
I think it's sad that they didn't. It's a travesty that they didn't get further
yes,
this year. But I don't think there is any doubt, at least in my mind, there isn't any doubt that these teams are still the best in the world. right
yeah. I mean, Miracle. We're gonna have to postpone his coronation, right?
now. Yeah, absolutely.
As-
Miracle
as
is still
the
the
guy.
best. Still the best player in the world.
Yeah,
Right.
he may not have been the guy at TI,
Oh,
but you can't discount a year-long performance of just wrecking house.
Definitely. Like a year's worth of dominance. You had OG winning 2 majors already.
First team to do that.
First team to do that, and you had Liquid, absolutely phenomenal consistency at high pressure events.
Yep.
You know, just multiple second place finishes. I mean, it's sad to come as the bridesmaid, but
Yeah.
you're the best bridesmaid. so
You're
that's
you're
something.
always the bridesmaid.
exactly. They always.
You're never getting married, but you're at all the weddings.
Exactly. You're there all the time, right? And then Newbie also record-setting match dominance in professional matches. So, I think these are still the best teams in the world.
Definitely. And Wings just proved that it can hang with the big boys.
Yes. So if there's a tier list, right? These 3 teams are still tier 1.
Yeah.
But Wings is absolutely deserving of being in the same conversation
Yeah.
as those 3 teams. The world is wide enough, right?
The world was wide enough.
Yes, the world is wide enough for these teams.
Yeah.
Right. Welcome to GG Gauntlet, the the esports show that's 90% Hamilton references.
Yeah, but another show that I'm looking forward to, it's a season premiere.
Oh,
The
yes.
season premiere.
Ooh, the season premiere.
Of the post-TI Shuffle.
That is my favorite drama on TV.
Yeah.
It is. And on Twitter.
Oh.
Right. So it's
We'll
going
take
to
a
be.
look at that.
We'll take a look at that. It's going to be an amazing run through the ups, the
Oh,
downs,
boy. Yeah.
and the trailers.
When GG Gauntlet returns. Hello, welcome back to GG Gauntlet. And we are caught up in some intrigue. Let's
Yes,
say
we are.
some rumors, some rumblings in
Yes, it is the best anime spoiler season ever.
Yeah.
It is the one, the only, the post TI team shuffle.
yeah.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas for him. Look at him. Look at
It's
him.
Christmas in August, which is if you're in the Philippines, it's actually Christmas then. So
Yeah,
That
this
doesn't
is
really-
when it starts.
that isn't really saying much. So my favorite part,
Is the
of any-
communist conspiracy?
it's the communist conspiracy. Rumors out of China of a new team that might be looming in the horizon, and
Very, very poetic.
very poetic. There's a lot of fire involved,
Oh. Yeah. You could say that the
Maybe-
sky is
right?
burning.
The sky is burning, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's a number in there somewhere. So rumors of a possible, and again, at the time that we're seeing this, it's all just a rumor. Could be nothing, could be something. Vici Gaming might be putting up a new Chinese super team
Ooh.
made of Old 11 in the offlane, Burning to carry. Finally, because they spent that few months where Burning was a position 5 support. Please, no.
Pissed him off to no end.
No, made me sad to no end. So, Burning back to carry. LGD is maybe a star player on the rise. I mean, an amazing player who was only really overshadowed because Miracle was also.
But is LGD going to let maybe go?
We'll get to that in a bit. So, Lanham
All right.
from eHome, also in this rumor mill so far
Yeah.
to go into Vici.
And then we have the search for the position 5.
The search for the 5th person.
Yeah.
Lana might go to position
All
5.
right.
And so far, people have been throwing out names.
Yeah.
MMY, Weapon X, the actual Lion God, FY
God.
FY God, the actual Rubik God,
Mhm.
and Fenrir. Fenrir
And that guy.
Fenrir, also a phenomenal player,
Yes.
but mostly made his name by being FY's support buddy
Mhm.
in Vici Gaming back in 2014, 2015 season. Those two, maybe the most feared support duo in the world at the time. So it's an interesting look, because if this were true,
Yeah.
then we would have unlocked the secret to Chinese dominance. Would you have any idea?
Is it not money?
Yeah, screw the rules.
Screw the rules. We have money.
But for seriousness sake, this might end up being a potentially high dollar value deal
Yeah.
if Vici Gaming pushes through. Vici Gaming, a big esports organization, might have the money for it, but according to LGD, maybe still has 2 years on his contract,
Maybe
and
not.
they are not looking to sell.
Yeah.
Right. But on paper, this team of 4 already has me excited. This feels like it's going to be the final hurrah for the Gen 1 Pokemon.
Right. We're
Of-
not
of
outdated
China.
yet.
Exactly. You have Lanham, you have Burning.
Yeah.
Burning might be being left, might have been left behind by the metagame. The metagame no longer calls for a...
It is very anime-like. It's the return of the old champion.
Exactly. So, I'm excited. If they put MMY there, that's shades to my favorite team of all time, Team DK. If they put exciting new talent in that position, maybe even someone in the likes of a key support player, like a key young support player like
Ooh.
September from LGD
Okay.
as well. Or anyone between F1
Again,
and
it sounds
Fenrir.
like Vici and LGD will be fighting each other for...
Absolutely,
Yeah,
and that's
players.
That's just going to renew. That's just going to renew the rivalry that
Rivalry.
these teams have been having for years. But
For years!
very quickly though, I do want to say,
Yeah.
if Burning does end up going into a Vichy squad built with with experience, with the experience that he has, right, and with that promising new talent. They're not completely new, right? Maybe is not completely new,
Yeah.
right? But
Old 11. I mean,
Old 11.
he's got old in his name.
right from Immortal Magneto Gaming,
Such an awesome team.
such an awesome team name. You know, one of my favorite Chinese team names.
The artist formerly known as 11.
Exactly. These are not completely new players, but they are new compared to the likes of Burning, Xiao A, ZSMJ, Lanham. It's going to be a move, which I think is going to solidify a transition for China.
All right. And maybe if that comes to be and they get their stuff together, we could see a repeat of the East winning TI. I mean, that's
Right,
the conspiracy
exactly.
theory. They just trade.
Exactly, but now, you know, maybe we're going to put an end to that really, really lazy storyline, right? And
Yeah.
then the East just wins 2 TIs in a row.
Or
Right.
maybe just Korea.
Or maybe just Korea. Now, speaking of Korea,
Yeah.
MVP Phoenix
Ooh.
might
yes.
be losing one of their core players, Forev.
Forever. Hashtag.
Oh, please don't do this.
Walang forever.
It's probably here somewhere, but
Yeah.
please don't. So Forev might be leaving MVP because his contract is expiring. What do you
Yeah,
think?
we're not really sure at this point if it's 100% that he's leaving. We just know that the contract is done. He could just leave.
Definitely. I mean, Forev so far.
It's such a big deal for MVP, right? He is the rock of that team.
He is. I mean, a lot of people usually point to someone like QO as the DNA of the team, right? The cavemen of Dota,
Yeah.
the constantly fighting, aggressive
He's gonna
team.
get at you.
Exactly, but in a lot of ways, Forev has been with this team since 2014, the same time as QO. And
4 years.
he's been here for years, and he is just as much as responsible for MVP's identity. What do you think is going to happen if he has to leave?
Yeah, because we have QO being the star, right? But who should set him up for all those high risk plays? But the constant,
Right. The constant baseline.
the linchpin,
Exactly.
Forev.
Yeah.
Where do you think Forev could go though?
That's an interesting question because
Because look at Korea.
yeah.
It's not like other games like League of Legends where so many Korean teams, you've got trainees lining up at the door.
Right.
If one star player decides to leave, we have a lot I that
Right.
can supplant that.
There's a vat in the basement where they're growing.
Yeah,
the
but,
next
you know,
big player.
Dota in Korea,
Yeah, I mean, Dota doesn't even have its own server anymore. There's no real scene.
Yeah.
Maybe there's only 20 people in Korea who can actually play Dota at a high enough
which
level.
makes it very impressive that MVP has finished top 6 repeatedly. in
Exactly.
TIs.
Top 4 in Shanghai, top 6 in Manila Major, and then top 6 in TI. That's after making TI in 2015.
Yeah.
It's very interesting for them because I think Forev, he's the main initiator, right? But that's not all he does in that team, right? He is also the bristleback player for a strategy that MVP's been using since 2014, the IO
It's just a
bristleback.
pig in his ball.
Exactly, the pig in the ball strategy. Now, where he might go with that talent as an offlaner might just be China.
Again, the secret is money.
Right. It's shades of League of Legends, right?
Mhm.
Where
We've seen this before.
we've seen this before, is what we're saying, right? They very good players when their contracts end and they get lucrative offers. It usually comes from China, and it's happened before, right? You have
yeah.
from newbie, KP,
Oh yeah.
also
Could
a
he be
Korean
going there for his
Might
old
be.
teammate?
Might be. I mean, of the teams, the top teams so far that we outlined, OG,
Right.
Liquid, and Newbie, the one that's most likely to introduce roster changes might just be Newbie anyway. You have Hao and
Yeah.
Mu, just a constant partnership, a very solid partnership, might not be going anywhere.
Right.
Chuan, former
Very
TI,
valuable.
very valuable former TI player, a very a high commodity in China.
He's a commodity.
Exactly, but then the other pieces of Newbie, right? They're gonna take a break, and in that break, they might be fielding offers. MVP has said, however, that they don't want to lose forever.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
renegotiations are in order.
Renegotiations. I mean, if I were a team owner, and that's something that people usually don't think about, it isn't just a straight swap of players when you're doing a roster swap, right? Because team identity is very, very important. You don't want to synergy. You don't want to have to spend that time buying a player, having that cost monetarily, and then having another opportunity cost having.
Plus, you have to spend time building up the synergy again. Like look at Liquid, their play style relies a lot on very specific role players.
Yes, definitely.
You can't. It's not a plug and play team, that one.
It is. And in a lot of ways, that's where sort of Secret started to fall. Their problems so far because they tried that plug and play mentality.
It's the revolving door of disappointing showings.
Exactly with Secret. I mean, they had a good formula coming into after Shanghai when they won Shanghai, but then they thought
people were like, this might be it. This is maybe the time the super team will be really super.
Yes,
but no.
And Secret is also another team in the post-TI shuffle where it's going to be inevitable.
Super exciting.
It's going to be super exciting, you know.
All the drama.
Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, will Arteezy do the decision where he goes to another team?
Yeah. So. Dota is basically the music of 2012. Just every day they're shuffling.
Oh, come on. I walked into that one. That was my fault. I'm sorry, viewers.
I shuffled into that one.
Okay. Well, I would say that for Secret, I do hope that this time they do push the brakes and try and build a team with actual identity. We've seen it happen and succeed. OG did that. That's the proof of concept for a Western team.
I do hope OG stays together.
Definitely. I mean,
they're all super close.
They're all super close, and they have a good unit with a lot of strong players and strong role players.
Yeah.
Even their cores are strong role players.
But who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen in this post-TI shuffle?
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Right?
Episode 2. It's gonna be awesome. It's already happening on Twitter right now.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know why we're cross promoting that, but this is our show. This is.
I know. Yeah. But then we're big fans of episodic TV shows. They're all the rage.
Yeah. They're all the. I hear they're all the rage.
Yeah, they are. So I'm excited.
We're all excited, and you should be too. But for now, that's all the time we have on GG Gauntlet. So, once again, this is Marco, and
I'm Pao, and Wabe is.
Oh yeah, we had an online qualifier, and Pao actually relegated.
I won. It was the 2 bottom teams, and I just called myself a bottom. But then I won, relegated Wabe, and you can't come in. He's actually out of frame, but he's been relegated, and I won. No one watched the game because relegation.
I watched the game. That was fun for me.
Yeah, because no relegation is done. I'm sorry. That's another show.
Yeah. So all right. We'll see you next time.